to learn some real life English with comprehensible input? Well, good, because it is a cold day here in Indiana, and today I'm going to share with you the cold, hard lessons that I have had to learn in my life to become the person that I am today. Let's go. Hey guys, it is your English-speaking friend, Kyle. And today we are going to continue improving our English with comprehensible input. What is comprehensible input? Comprehensible input is when a native speaker, like me, speaks slowly and clearly so that you can understand. Guys, I think I have a very valuable video today, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And since a lot of you guys have said that you like the videos where I talk about life lessons, motivation, mental health, things like that, I wanted to share with you guys some more of the things that I've had to learn in my life. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys some personal stories of some very difficult things that I had to pass through to learn some very difficult lessons in my life, but it was so important that these things happened in my life in order for me to become the man that I am today. These are hard times that turned into super important lessons. Today I'm going to share all of that with you guys. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so the first lesson I want to share with you guys is about forgiveness. It's about forgiving people when they've hurt you, when they've done something wrong. And the lesson that I learned is that when you're mad at somebody and you don't forgive them, when you hate somebody, when you hold all of that anger inside of you, it's not hurting that other person at all. We think like, oh, I'm not going to forgive them because I don't want to let them win. But let me tell you guys, when you forgive them, you are the one who wins, okay? And not forgiving somebody is like drinking poison and hoping that the other person dies. It doesn't work that way. All of that anger inside of you is the poison, and it's in you. The poison's in you, not them. So forgiving someone heals you, okay? And it gives them a chance to be better. If you don't forgive that person, you're only hurting yourself. This has been huge in my life, guys. Absolutely huge. So the hard way that I learned this lesson, guys, it's difficult, but it's also got a beautiful ending, I think. So my father taught me this lesson. And unfortunately, my father taught me a lot of lessons in my life by showing me the wrong way to do things, okay? He did things bad so that I could see that I never want to do that in my life. I never want to treat my family like that. I never want to make my family go through the difficult things that he made us go through by his bad decisions. So up until I was probably 15 years old, guys, my dad was a good dad. He was a hard worker. You know, he made money for his family. He took good care of us. We always had food. We had clothes. And he tried to be there for us. You know, he would play with me when I was a kid. My dad was a good dad when I was growing up. When I got to be about 15 years old, he started going through really hard times in his life. He lost his job. He started drinking a lot of alcohol. He started using drugs. He started lying to his family. He started stealing from his family. And once all these bad things started, guys, he just could not seem to get out of this negative cycle. And for the rest of his life, it was negativity, okay? Towards the very end of his life, the last couple years, he stopped drinking alcohol. He started doing better. And even though I didn't have a father-son relationship with him really, he was a loving grandpa to Connor. I tell Connor all the time, Grandpa loved you so much. However, he and I never fixed our relationship. And part of that was because I never forgave him for his mistakes. And, you know, he wasn't emotionally or spiritually wise or mature enough to come to me and say, son, I want to fix things. I'm so sorry. Can we try to, you know, build our relationship back? He didn't know how to be like that because nobody ever taught him. He had a hard life. And, you know, if he never did the things he did, I would not have learned this lesson. So I'm thankful that it happened because now I know. I would never let this happen between Connor and myself, between me and my wife, between our future children, because I saw the bad things that happened between my dad and our family. So he taught me these. He was never mature enough or brave enough to say sorry, maybe, to, you know, say how much he loves us and he's sorry for the things he did. He didn't know how to express himself and how to communicate, but by not being able to, he taught me how. And guys, when my dad was dying in the hospital, he was in a bed, he was on a bunch of medicine, they had a bunch of tubes, tubes going down his nose, stuff in his veins, all kinds of, he was hooked up to machines. And in his last few days, while he was dying in the hospital, I went to visit him, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything, but he put out his hand and he wanted to hold my hand. And guys, that was the first time that I have touched my father in like 15 years. I haven't shook my dad's hand. I haven't hugged my dad. Nothing in like 15 to 18 years maybe. And it was because we had that bad relationship from the bad things that happened. That was the first time that I touched my father in almost 2 decades. So I know he didn't say it with words, but I know what he was telling me in that moment. He was telling me, I'm sorry. I wish I would have known how to do better. And I know he was in a way asking me to forgive him by asking me to take his hand. And I did, guys. I forgave my dad. And, you know, at that moment, I would have done anything to save him and to have another chance at a relationship with him. You know, the doctor said that his kidneys, which are organ inside of you, are failing. I said, well, if it'll save him, you could take one of mine. But it was too late at that point, guys. He was already dying. So the last memory I had with my dad is holding his hand and knowing that he was asking me to forgive him. And in my heart, I did forgive him. So in that way, he taught me one of the most valuable lessons I ever learned in my life, even though it took him doing a lot of bad things, making bad decisions, and then waiting until he was on his deathbed in his last days on this earth to ask for forgiveness. But I'm grateful for that lesson, so thanks, Dad. All right, guys, here we are at Lake Michigan, the 5th biggest lake in the whole world, and it's like 5 minutes from my house. So I'm grateful that I get to be by such a natural marvel, such a beautiful thing, so close to my home. And I'm sorry if this is loud, guys, but that is just the power of nature. You can see the waves, absolutely beautiful, guys. And it's frozen up here on the shore. Super cool. So, oh, and the sun's shining on me. It's warming my face a little bit. But guys, it is so cold out right now that it feels kind of hard to talk. My face is so cold. So maybe I'll have to finish the rest inside. But I want to tell you guys this story. And the lesson here is that after somebody truly betrays you, you have to know that the relationship will never be the same. And this does not mean not to forgive that person. It means that once they destroy your trust, once they betray you by cheating on you, let's say, and cheating on you means when you're in a relationship with somebody and then they go and say kiss another person or worse, that person just cheated on you. They broke the trust in your relationship. They broke your trust. They betrayed you. So the lesson here is that after that happens, the relationship can never truly be the same, and you'll never be able to have peace in that relationship. Now, guys, this is my opinion, okay? Because I do know married couples where one of the partners cheated and they decided to work it out, which means keep trying to make the relationship work, and maybe that's working for them, or maybe it's just because their religious beliefs tell them they can't get divorced, or they're trying to stay together for their children, or things like that. I'm telling you guys, my experience is that when somebody betrays you or cheats on you, you got to get out of that relationship. Because even if you forgive them and you don't be mean to them about it, you don't say every day, well, you cheated on me, blah, 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 you're bad. You can forgive, but in my experience, you'll never forget, okay? And let me tell you the story that taught me this lesson. I was probably 21 years old, so 13, 14 years ago, okay? Long before I had a wonderful woman in my life, my wife Ingrid, long before her, and long before I knew how to see a good woman and how to know a good woman, I was in a relationship with somebody else, okay? And there were tons of red flags. Red flags are things that you see, characteristics in a person, things that they do that you should say, oh, that's a warning sign. This is not a good person for me. That's a red flag, okay? This person had tons of red flags. They did and said tons of things that I should have known. Okay, this is not the kind of woman I need in my life. But I thought she was very pretty, and for that reason, I guess, I wanted to be with this person in a relationship. So we were in a relationship for, I think, like 8 months or something. Everything was good. We had fun. We would, do fun things. Everything was good. And then one night, she cheated on me. And guys, this is embarrassing to say. It's embarrassing to say somebody cheated on me. It's like saying, I'm not good enough. They went and looked for somebody else. But I want to be real with you guys. So I open up my heart and tell you guys the truth. It's embarrassing. It hurt really bad. But this person cheated on me. And it's crazy how it happened, guys. Because the night that it happened, I fell asleep. And I had a dream that my girlfriend cheated on me. I had a dream that she did something with a different guy and cheated on me in my dream. And when I woke up, I looked at my phone and it said, I need to talk to you. There was a text or something. So I texted her back what happened. She said, I went to a party last night and my brother's friend kissed me and I kissed him back. Now her excuse was that she drank too much alcohol. She was not thinking, but she cheated on me, guys. She cheated on me. And the fact that I had a dream about it, I'm not saying I'm psychic and it was a vision. I think that there were so many red flags that deep down, my brain knew this person's going to do something wrong. This is not the kind of person you need to be with. I think my brain knew way before I did, so I was dreaming about it. It was a warning from my brain like, hey man, she's going to do something wrong. So she went to a party. She was drinking alcohol. Her brother's friend kissed her. She said she kissed him back for a second. And then when she realized what was happening, she stopped. She started crying. She felt bad and she texted me. So guys, what do you do in this situation? I thought I cared about this person. I thought we had a good relationship. She betrayed me, but I still cared about her. So at first I said, never talk to me again, blah, blah, blah. But then I started missing her. So we tried to work it out, like so many people do. We tried to work it out, and I would make excuses in my mind like, oh, it wasn't her cheating on me because she doesn't care. She drank. This guy took advantage of her, blah, blah, blah. She didn't mean to. But guys, those were all excuses. And the truth is, camera wife would not go to a party without me. She would not drink alcohol. And she would not put herself close enough to another man to where he could kiss her, because she's a good woman, and a good woman wouldn't put herself in that situation. And guys, the only reason I'm talking about women is because I'm a man who likes women. But the same thing goes for your husband and your boyfriend, okay? If you have a boyfriend or a husband, he shouldn't be going to a party with a bunch of girls, doing drugs and drinking and being close to these women, because that's how these situations happen. Okay? So you need to be with somebody responsible enough, who cares enough about you, not to put themselves in that situation. So guys, I wanted to be with her. I wanted to make it work, and we tried. But the problem is, it's always going to be in your head, she kissed somebody else. Okay? And then you kiss her, and you're thinking, oh, she kissed somebody else. She kissed some other guy. Or then if you get in a fight, you're going to be like, you're going to use it against them. Well, you cheated on me. You kissed that other guy. How can you be mad at me? So guys, cheating is the ultimate poison for a relationship. And what I learned is that after somebody cheats on you, you have to walk away, guys. You have to walk away. I understand in a marriage, if you have children, and you're in a very conservative part of the world or religion where divorce is like unheard of, I understand that in that situation you would feel like you have to try and work it out. But honestly, guys, if that person is willing to betray you and cheat on you and poison your relationship or your marriage, that's not the person you need to be with, because there's somebody out there who will love you enough to never put themselves in that situation. So guys, it hurt really, really bad. Really bad. It made me feel bad about myself, like I'm not good enough. Oh, and everybody else told me the guy she kissed was super ugly. I had a bunch of girls tell me like, you look way better than this guy. I don't know what she was thinking. That made me feel even worse. Like she kissed some ugly guy. Anyway, the situation hurt, made me feel bad about myself, but it taught me a valuable lesson. When somebody betrays you, you can't try and make it work, because it'll always be in your mind that that terrible thing happened, and you'll always be thinking, what if they do it again? So now if they have to stay over at work and they call you and say, hey baby, I have to work a couple extra hours, my boss said they need me. You're gonna say okay, but you're not gonna believe that. In your mind you're gonna be thinking, oh, he's really going over to some girl's house, or oh, she's gonna go have drinks with a guy. So guys, this taught me two things. One, if somebody cheats on you, that's it. That's the ultimate poison to the relationship. The second one is, don't ignore red flags. Don't ignore them. If somebody is showing you who they are with their actions, believe them, okay? Don't make excuses for them. If they're showing you who they are by doing bad things, by showing that they don't have morals and good character, believe them, because it's true. Red flags exist for a reason, guys. If somebody betrays you, you deserve better. That's the lesson I learned from this hard time in my life. But man, guys, that one hurt. Okay, guys, this is another difficult one. It's not one that I'm proud of, and you know, it's one that I don't like to talk about, but if it can help somebody, then it's worth it. So this one is about addiction, guys. Being addicted. Being addicted means that you use something like drugs, alcohol, smoking cigarettes. People could be addicted to food or watching things on the internet that they should not be watching. You guys know what I'm talking about, but I tried to be family friendly here. And not being able to stop. That's an addiction. It's when you're so used to using this substance or doing this thing that your brain tells you, I need it, I need it, I need it, go do it. And what I learned, guys, is that in addiction, we're trying to fill an emptiness inside of us. We're trying to fill a hole inside of us, but no substance, no eating or watching something or drinking alcohol or doing drugs, none of that. Or people can be addicted to, going out and trying to find girls or guys, doing things like that. None of those things will ever fill the hole that's inside of you that you're trying to fill. So the lesson I learned, guys, is that in addiction, we're trying to fill an emptiness inside of us. And where this emptiness comes from, I think, is not having a purpose in your life. Because my point of view is that the purpose of life, and I'm going to be very simple here, I don't want to get super deep into this topic. Maybe I'll make another video about that. But the basic purpose of life, or part of it anyway, is to find out who you're meant to be, what you're meant to do in this life, and then go chase that dream with everything in you, everything in your heart and soul, every bit of strength you have. And when you haven't searched within yourself to find that purpose, to find that dream, there's an emptiness inside of you. And I think that the emptiness that so many people have is not knowing their purpose, okay? And when they don't know their purpose, they feel this emptiness in their heart. They feel like they're not complete, and they try and fill that empty space with drugs, with alcohol, with bad food, with bad relationships. They try and find pleasure from outside, but pleasure, real happiness, comes from within, guys. When you're chasing a worthwhile dream, okay? You're supposed to find that dream and do everything you can to achieve it. Meet incredible people along the way who will help you to get to that dream, and you help them with their dream. But when you're not out there chasing that, you don't get those valuable relationships. You don't learn these deep lessons, and you'll never find the true satisfaction of knowing that you're on the right path and chasing a dream. So yeah, guys, I think that is where addictions come from. It's people who either don't know their purpose, so they feel empty, or they know their purpose and they're not chasing it because maybe their parents told them not to. Maybe their wife or husband said, you know, you can't chase a dream right now. We have to pay our bills, things like that. And because they can't find that satisfaction of being the person that they're meant to be, they turn to things outside of them. Guys, you will never find your happiness in another person. Even if it's your kids, your wife, your husband, you have to find inside of yourself that satisfaction in order to have healthy relationships with all those other people. Because another thing is, if you're counting on other people to make you happy, you will always be a very sad, miserable person. So that's the lesson. A very long way to say the lesson. How I learned it, guys. Number one, seeing my dad. I told you guys the first several years of my life, my dad was a good dad, and he had a dream. He had a dream of creating his own business, and as soon as that dream fell apart and he thought it wasn't going to happen, he started trying to fill that hole with drugs, alcohol, and bad things. So that's how I saw it with my dad, but I also saw it in my life, guys. When I was in my early 20s, my dream was to be a musician. I've talked about it before. My dream was to be a huge musician, and I think I became very talented, and I was working at it every day, writing music every single day, practicing every single day, and I got good. And guys, I felt like I knew where I was going in life. People always said, like, wow, you know exactly who you are. You're not, you know, like, that's rare in somebody, to find someone who knows what their mission is. They know who they are. They know who they're meant to be. I had that with music. And then I started letting my outside relationships get in the way of my dream. So I would go talk to a girl instead of practicing, or I would go drink beer with my friend instead of practicing. And I let my dream fall to the side. Okay? And once my dream fell to the side, I started having that emptiness inside of me, and I'm very ashamed and embarrassed to say this. I tried filling it with alcohol. So, guys, please don't judge me too hard, but, you know, that's the truth. I didn't have that dream in me, or I didn't have the dream in my life. I didn't have that direction to go to, so I felt empty. And there was a time in my life where I drank a lot of alcohol, guys. It was terrible for my health. I gained a lot of weight. I was like 30 pounds heavier than I am right now. It was bad, guys. I was irresponsible. This was way before Connor was born, guys. Connor gave me another purpose, to be a good dad, and he helped me get away from this. But what I learned, guys, was, you know, you're drinking alcohol every night, trying to make this pain go away, trying to make the disappointment in yourself go away because you know in your heart that you gave up your dream. You're trying to kill those feelings. And no matter how much you drink, no matter how much drugs you do, how much bad things you do, it will never, ever fill that hole. So you guys know that on this channel, I never promote bad things. I don't even like talking about bad things. The only reason I'm telling you guys this, even though it's something embarrassing for me, is that maybe one of you is feeling that emptiness inside. I want you to know, take it from me, nothing on the outside will ever fill that hole. You have to find in your own heart who you are and who you're meant to be, and then chase that dream every day with all you have. And that is what I have found to be the only way to fill that emptiness inside of you. So that's this lesson, guys. Addiction is caused by an emptiness in your soul that can only be filled by searching yourself and finding who you are meant to be, and then being that person with everything you have. And nothing on the outside, no relationship, no substance, no amount of money. Some people get addicted to work. None of that will ever make you feel better and fill that hole. I hope this one helps somebody, guys. And one other thing I want to mention is that if you're going through the hard stuff right now, don't be sad, be happy, because no great person that has ever existed had an easy life. Easy lives and great people do not go together, guys. Every great man or woman in history has a hard story behind them, a hard story that made them into that great person. So my people who are going through hard things right now, I'm honestly thinking of Nala, my friend. Those times are who are going to make you that great person that you want to be. So that's this one, guys. Let me get warm and get home, and then I'll tell you what I think will be the last one. See you guys in a minute. All right, guys, and the last one, it's not something that was a super traumatic time in my life or anything like that, a crazy story that happened to me, but it's something that I've had to work on over the years and something that I think is really worth sharing. And the lesson is, never be jealous of somebody who has something that you want. And being jealous is when you see somebody, they have something that you want, so you are mad because they have it. Guys, I really have had to work on jealousy over the years. You know, I would get jealous in the past if somebody talks to my girlfriend, or I would get jealous if somebody is better than I am at something. And that's something that I've worked very hard on. And being a creator on YouTube has really helped me with this, guys. And you know, at first, I was working really hard for a long time. I was not making money. I was not getting a bunch of subscribers. I was getting like no views. So then when I would see somebody else make a video that gets tons of views, I would be jealous. I would start making excuses. I would think like, well, I'm smarter than them, or I deserve it better than them. Why are they getting views? And I would be jealous. And you know, there are some YouTube channels that make stupid things and they get tons of views because kids watch them, or people who are, you know, not trying to learn anything watch them. And it's okay. Even them, I'm not going to be jealous of them. But I would be jealous of good creators even. People who are doing like I'm doing, trying to help. You know, I would see their video that got a ton of views and I would be jealous, like, why are people watching this person? They're not that cool. They're not that funny. But the truth is, they were doing something good. They were doing something right. And if I was not jealous, I could have watched it and learned something. So that's the lesson, guys. If you see somebody who has something that you want, be happy for them for one, because that's what good people do. Just be happy for them. And two, put the jealousy aside, watch what they're doing, and you can learn, okay? And that's something really cool that happens when you collaborate with people. You know, you get to learn from each other, okay? You get to see, what is this person doing that I could improve on what I'm doing? And you could share the things you're doing with them. And that's how you can grow without jealousy. And that's how people help each other to grow. And I think really this comes from, guys, you know, growing up without having much. You know, you see somebody get better Christmas presents or something, or, you know, not having a lot of money. The jealous mindset is very powerful in places where, you know, poorer places, it seems. And it comes from not having enough, not being happy with what you have. So I've really worked on trying to be happy when I see other people succeeding, because I want to succeed. And when I'm doing good, I don't want a bunch of people being jealous about my stuff. So guys, you know, honestly, it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from feeling like something you're doing is not good enough, or just you are not good enough. And you really need to search deep down inside and start loving yourself and working on yourself. And guys, if you're working on yourself and doing your best every day, you have nothing to be jealous of. Because just because you see this person doing awesome at their job, or this person has really nice muscles, they do really good at the gym, they're on a different journey than you, okay? You are at a different stage in your journey, and maybe right now you're learning a different lesson than they are, okay? And just because that guy has bigger muscles does not make him a better person. Just because this person makes more money does not make them a better or worse person. Truth is, there's some people out there, guys, that are good people. They're good looking. They have money. They have muscles. Some people are just awesome, okay? Don't be jealous. Be happy for them. And if you can, spend time with them, observe them, and some of that will rub off on you, okay? So instead of being jealous, learn from other people. That's a huge lesson that I've learned, guys, because when you're jealous of people, you're shutting yourself off to what you could learn from them. And if I'm honest these days, guys, I only want to hang out with people that are better than me, you know? I want to be around people who are doing what I want to do, but more. I want to be around people who have businesses, who are making tons of money, who are successful with social media, who are healthy, who are in the gym and, you know, fit and eating right. I want to meet people who are on a higher spiritual level because I can learn from them, okay? And in some way, I can help them too. So don't be jealous of successful people. Learn from them. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but maybe somebody can learn a little something from that. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. I hope some of these stories from the hard times in my past have helped at least one of you today. And I hope that I can continue sharing my own personal journey and maybe helping some of you along the way in your personal journey. Because, guys, you're helping me on mine. So, appreciate every single one of you for being here today and always. I appreciate you, my friend, more than you know.